Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with another video, and well, back with another unboxing video, because I received mail again, once again coming from Andreas Davids, aka XOTOX, out of Stuttgart, Germany. Sent me mail, has a new album out, which is like a kind of retrospective overview over his career on his new label, Infected Records, and they released like a thing that looks back like for about 20 years, well, of his career. But let's go into this later, because well, I've seen the track list on the internet, and he announced to me that this is on the way, so I'm gonna unbox this for sure. But well, what a day it has been. Like obviously I've been to my hairdresser's place and I look good again, hopefully, so I look like a human again and not like a hobo. A lot of trouble came with that, so well, stuff I don't want to talk about because well, trouble and bullshit, and I ain't got no time for that. And then I had stopped by at the pressing plant. Unfortunately, they hadn't finished the new introductory recordings release yet because the stampers haven't arrived from the galvanization process. So I hope they will be able to get them like next week, so to hold the release date. Otherwise we have to postpone the release date for the record. And this has been happening, and I have met a guy, which is one thing. I want to go into details, not about who he is, but well, a thing that happened. So I went shopping, like grocery shopping and stuff, and like hopped on the tube and stuff, and there was a guy who like talked to me from like a meter distance or so, like, aren't you that guy, that DJ guy who worked in a record store and stuff, and do you still remember me? And well, as you know, nightlife and nightlife business and cultural business and all this stuff, you meet a gazillion faces, you talk to a gazillion people, and those who are not like closely connected to you in your inner circle, you talk to them, like two days later you forgot them and stuff, because well, that's like a business where you meet a lot of people and stuff. And he grew older and like whatever, and I was like, well, I remembered the face kind of, but I was like, well, yeah, somehow, but I don't know exactly where and when and how to put you and or where to put you and stuff. And well, then he gave me a clue, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think I have an idea who you are, who you might be, or you might be connected to and stuff. And he was like, well, are you still connected to the music industry? Because, well, I'm a little bit out of the scene and stuff. And I was like, yeah, been doing stuff and running a label and blah, blah. And told him like in 2 sentences, basically, like, okay, I'm still in it, still on it and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I did music and stuff, and I have a project, and we're looking for a label, and do you have a contact? And I was like, well, that kind of talk again and stuff. And I gave him my stickers, and but I told him, well, I'm not signing at this point. If you want to do it, like do it yourself, or open up a label like you did once before and stuff. And yeah, I was like, okay, he's hopping on the same tube as I do, so that could be like a kind of exhausting and like draining conversation to come. And then immediately after we hit the tube and stuff, he was like, well, yeah, the whole COVID thing and stuff, I lost my job and it's all a hoax. And it's like, and I was like, no, I'm not having that conversation. I don't want to have that conversation, and I'm not interested in what you think. And there's a lot of reasons why I think the stuff you think is like bullshit, even though I don't know exactly what you think, but I'm not ready for that conversation. Not on the tube, not in public, not with someone I haven't seen in a gazillion years, and I haven't been close with ever and stuff. And he was like going on, yeah, and this and that. I was like, no, not my conversation. Yeah, I don't wear a mask because I have like the claustrophobia issue. And he was like, yeah, I'm not wearing a mask because I got a doctor friend who. I was like, okay, fuck off. And he didn't get the clue at all. And I was like, I let him like going on and stuff and didn't really pay attention. And at one point I said, well, if you had put all that kind of effort you have put into like looking up conspiracy theories in your music project, you wouldn't be asking me for a label, you wouldn't be asking me for this and that and stuff. And he was like, well, and yeah, and how do you know? And I was like, because they talk a lot of bullshit, and I hate this. I hate both those conversations with like conspiracy theorists, because they are so into their own thing that they don't think rationally or irrationally anymore, or rational anymore, and there is no room for the option that they are wrong. And well, you can be like a skeptic about certain things. I'm not like fond of the whole Corona situation either, but for other reasons and stuff. And but basically, if you haven't seen someone in ages, that's not the first thing you bring up in a conversation, especially if you are like interested in possibly working with them, even though this is also a move. Like if I haven't seen someone for years and haven't been connected to that person, I don't ask them for like, yeah, could you probably help me with a music project I haven't even heard. So this conversation was like a total no-go, and I'm very curious if that guy drops me a mail like via Instagram or whatever he uses, maybe like email via Bandcamp or whatever, and I guess he will get like a definitive no as an answer, and like a kind of, well, even if your music was good, I would be interested in working with you anyway, because I'm not interested in like working with any kind of conspiracy theorists, political activists of any kind, just because that's not good for business and not good for the whole thing and stuff. And yeah, this happened. But back to XOTOX, actually. An envelope. Let's open this, let's dive into this, because I'm curious what is in there. The pictures I've seen from the of the album look really good, and they are beautiful and pretty seemingly. So let's dive into those. Both are in like shrink wrap, of course, and we have flyers and we have stickers. So we have a kind of flyer card, which is signed and autographed with this, which is nice and beautiful. XOTOX Ultima 1 and 2 limited edition, as you can see here. I really like that grayscale thing XOTOX runs with on this side, because he has also done this on the dark ambient project and stuff he's working on, and I really like that grayscale tone. And there is of course a XOTOX sticker, which will land on, not on my record case, because there is one already, but this will be spread out on the streets in Hamburg somewhere, so watch out for this. If you see this, tag me and stuff. And let's open those albums, because they look beautiful and they are interesting, because they look back like a lot. Like if an artist has had a career that is spanning like more than 2 decades, actually, well, the career thing started like 2 decades ago, but has been on it musically for even longer than that, then it's always interesting to look back on what the artist has done previously and where he is now. So this is Ultima 1. Beautiful artwork, which features like a lot of hits actually, that have been kind of previously released on other albums, but there is definitely a few like big hits I'm recognizing immediately if I have a look at the track list. But let's have a look at the inner part of the CD first, and also on at the CD itself, which matches the album artwork. So musically, what we got here, of course I've been talking about XOTOX quite a lot on this channel, is like someone who's been coming from the breakcore, noise, rhythm industrial scene, and has moved his way to like broken techno, hard techno, EBM industrial, and all that kind of stuff and mixture actually. So this is what we got here. So let's have a look at the track list again. And some songs I recognize immediately. Eisenkiller, of course, as the opener, is one of its biggest hits. Lichtlos, Mechanische Unruhe, Nasse Wände are all from like a kind of, I can't place them like exactly, but I would say like mid 2000s, of course, or like noughties period, of course. Slottelbacker, Schlag zurück is a thing, also one of his like most recognizable tunes, I guess. Schwanengesang was the title track of one of his albums. UFO and Paleodisco have been released, I guess, as singles of his last album on his last label, I guess, before he switched. Not too sure, 100% confident about this, but those are really, really recent tracks, and so are like Wir haben die Wirklichkeit zerstört and Sorgenkind. And Silent Shout is also one I can like place in a kind of like musical era or period, actually. Here's Ultima 2. Also with 18 tracks on there, so this will be like a whole effort to review that album. Maybe I'm gonna do like a split review, like both or each album like as a single review, because this might make more sense. Here's the inside of the CD, and of course we got the matching CD itself. Looks like this. And on this one, I guess this is more like a bonus kind of, because there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been really released or is rare. Here's a live intro from 2016. There is a remix of Silent Shout, which is like XOTOX versus someone I cannot pronounce for every reason, because like look at the second line of the track list and the last artist name. I don't have any idea how to put those together, like both in these like Nordic letters, and also how to pronounce this semicolon in between. So I don't have any idea. There's more remixes from of Silent Shout. There is like rare tracks from 2001 and 2002, previously unreleased tracks, and also unreleased demos from both 2019 and 2002. So 2002? Yeah. So this is a kind of a collection, compilation album thing for fans of XOTOX, who has many fans actually, and with some of his albums he even entered the German alternative charts, which is like really impressive for someone who doesn't fit in any kind of like pop music realm, which alternative charts kind of are as well. So this is like the indie, the alternative, the not really EBM, but more the darker side, goth, whatever, is subsumed under the kind of alternative label in Germany, which is like a weird thing to put all these like genres together. But this is like, which is not everything, which is not mainstream pop and not R&B and not rap and not techno, is kind of alternative when it comes to the German top 100, top 200. So here's a double feature of those CDs. I'm gonna review them on my website, nice.de. Interestingly, they are kind of distributed by Soul Food, which is a very interesting move. So I don't know if the label is there, like the entire label, Infected Records, is there, but it's an interesting move to distribute that kind of music through a distributor like that. But this is like a music industry special thing, so I'm not going deeper into that, because well, this is like really behind closed doors background talks, which are possibly not very interesting for the main audience here, but whatever, maybe I'm going to cover this in general in another video. So I'm gonna go into editing right now, so I can upload I can upload the video like in a bit. Hopefully I'm gonna receive the new Introdurin recordings release soon, so I can shoot a video about that for sure. And yeah, more things to come on my website, of course, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, everything down in the description box. And talking techno and stuff, there will be a radio show on many stations actually. So I did a mix for Sound Kleckse, for the Sound Kleckse Radio Show, which is basically a label in Germany, a digital label for electronic music, for techno, hard techno mostly. And I did a kind of like DJ mix for them, 60 minutes, vinyl, hard techno, techno, whatever, throughout the whole spectrum of the genre, like going back to, I guess, 93 up to like more recent releases. And this will be broadcasted from July 3rd to July 10th on like various stations. So the whole thing is syndicated, and this will be broadcasted, I guess, over this period like 8 times in 4 different countries and on 7 different stations. So this will be in several radios in Germany, also in Norway, in the Netherlands, and in Canada as well. So have a look at my website. I just posted all those dates with entire like informations and like a schedule about when exactly they will be aired, and how to find those radio stations online and stuff. Posted this on my website, and I shall see today, and this will be the main post for at least until tomorrow night, I guess. So have a look at that and like tune in, let me know what you think. And for all the other stuff, you know, score, Bandcamp, videos and stuff, check all the things that will pop up in the end card of this video. I'm out, I'm baze.djunkiii. See you on the next one.